Tinubu is lamenting the lack of comprehensive data that has hindered economic growth in Nigeria and Africa. That if the necessary data was available, it would have made it easier for the government to plan ahead and direct funding to the needed sectors. This is a self-indictment, to say the least, and coming from a man who mocked Peter Obi during the campaigns in his infamous "na statistics will go chop."
That one, I think na statistic will go chop.
So he doesn't believe in the use of data to solve problems. But data doesn't lie. It is by using data that you can solve problems and see immediate results. It is by using data that you will see your weaknesses and your strengths so that you can invest wisely and get immediate results. Because they are just throwing money around, doing nothing, thinking that, yes, we have won. We don't owe anybody anything. We can just do as we want. No direction. All the policies are just trial and error. It is very obvious they don't believe in data, because if they did, the two budgets they've prepared so far wouldn't be a mess. Spending billions of naira on frivolities when millions of Nigerians don't know where their next meal is coming from, it shows they don't have their priorities right. Even without data, it's unjustifiable to spend billions of naira in an office that doesn't exist, that is not recognized by the Constitution. How can they justify spending billions buying cars for the First Lady? How can they justify the billions that the National Assembly members spent on cars alone? So they don't have their priorities right. And another example in the new budget is the Minister of Arts and Culture, who is planning to build another national museum in Abuja. How much is their annual revenue from the National Museum in Lagos? Why is it a priority project for the government at this time when more than 100 million Nigerians are living in multidimensional poverty? Who invests money where he will not make at least a substantial return? Why are they wasting public money on things that don't add any value to the economy? Who goes to National Museum in Nigeria? If they want to invest in tourism, they need to first of all invest in sectors that drive tourism. There must be good roads in Nigeria for tourism to thrive. There must be good hotels. There must be 24 hours electricity. There must be many things that drive tourism. There must be clean streets, not dusty streets that deface buildings. So you must have all these. You must have beautification. Your environment must be serene. In order for Nigerians to start moving around their country, you must have security. That's the foremost thing that will make people to say, I can go anywhere I want, even at night. In Nigeria, the economy shuts down after dusk, which is very, very bad for our economy, because millions more could earn a lot of money at night. If you don't buy your own products, why will another person buy it? Why will foreigners, Africans, West Africans buy your products? So first of all, you have to create the enabling environment for tourism to thrive in Nigeria, for Nigerians to move around freely within their country, for someone to say, instead of going to an embassy and dropping my passport, I don't know if they're going to give me visa, let me go to Jos with my family. The 2 weeks vacation might not even cost up to 1 million naira, including hotels, to stay for 2 weeks. Isn't that cheaper than going to a foreign country? Yes. Someone in the north can say, hey, let me go and feel the south. Let me go to Enugu. Let me go to Lagos. Nigerians will drive the local tourism and even market it on social media before foreigners will start seeing and say, hey, Nigeria is a beautiful country. Let's take this journey. Let's go and see for ourselves. That is how you do it. You don't waste money building a new national museum in Abuja when the one in Lagos is not optimum. Is not earning enough money. It might need a renovation to attract more people. Who is even going there in the first place when you don't teach history in schools? What are they going to see? It's very disheartening how Tinubu's incompetence has brought Nigeria's economy to its knees. Imagine the trillions they budgeted in the 2024 budget. Imagine if this huge sum is directed to sectors that will actually benefit the economy. They keep talking about increasing Nigeria's GDP to $1 trillion. This is just talk. They don't have any groundwork to achieve this. You can never achieve an increase in GDP without an increase in production. What is happening in Nigeria today? His policies are driving companies away from Nigeria. Many multinationals have already left and many are in the process of leaving. A humble person, after making a policy that he felt would have caused a lot of companies to rush to Nigeria to come and invest. But the reverse is the case. Companies that are already in Nigeria are leaving en masse. Doesn't it call for reflection? Yes, the right thing to do is to reverse the policy immediately because it is obviously not working. You don't need any scientific method to prove that it's not working because you can see it clearly. Companies are leaving. So why not ask the question, why are they leaving? It is obvious that the policy is not favorable to companies doing business, companies manufacturing. There's a lot of taxation and they just increased import duty. So who is going to manufacture here and be profitable? There is something that people in power do not understand. Before someone will leave his own country to go and invest and build a factory in another man's country, there is something the person wants to benefit. He wants to benefit from maybe the cheap labor in the country that he wants to invest. There must be a sort of benefit for the person before he can leave his country and come to yours. So to make sure that your country comes up at least 1 to 5th on the list of countries that the person will consider to invest in, you will make your country very, very attractive. Not just having the required infrastructure to support manufacturing, your policy must be consistent. There must be rule of law. This is the most important one because when people invest, they buy land, they are involved in all sorts of civil agreements. If any problem arises tomorrow, it will be settled in a court of law. So if they can't trust the judicial process, no one will invest his millions of dollars in your economy. It's as simple as that. The earlier they understand this, the better. No matter the assurances you give anyone, if he can't see all this, not just once, they will need to see it in action at least for several years to be able to say, yes, they are consistent. They've done this, they've done that, they've done this. So you don't need to overmarket yourself. They will see it by themselves that these people are doing good for themselves. Let's go and invest there. The other ones that they have not done, will manage them. But these major ones, if they are not there, nobody will come. How do you achieve a $1 trillion economy if there is no production? The few manufacturers that are manufacturing here, the Nigerian government, which is the biggest spender, is not buying from them. One of the ministers even said that the goods manufactured locally are substandard, that the Nigerian government won't be pressurized into buying substandard products.
Government is a consumer. They are also your customers. And like any other customer, they are also not immune to bad services. That we're government doesn't mean that we should be buying bad products because they're made in Nigeria.
If you don't buy a Nigerian-made product, why will a foreigner buy it? If you're busy increasing the GDP of other countries by buying their goods worth millions of dollars, making sure that the companies manufacturing these products abroad maintain their workers, even to the extent that they will employ more workers because they know that you will continue buying from them. So if you are busy supporting other countries and you don't support your own, how will you achieve an increase in GDP? Even at the current climate that the investment in Nigeria is very poor, why not make sure that 100% of the procurement in the 2024 budget will be spent in Nigeria? If they do this alone, it will increase the GDP by a bit because all the companies manufacturing, that assurance alone that these orders must be fulfilled this year will make them expand their production and employ more people. That's how it's supposed to be. The government must support Nigerian companies. They must buy their products. They must even give them advances like, we will need this in 2 years' time. Take this money now. And they need to work on their raw materials, how they source them, what type of materials are they, how to set up a company that will service all the manufacturers that require this same material. That is how to expand the economy. If you see people manufacturing a particular product and you see that there are many, you have to work on setting up a company that will supply them those raw materials. The construction industry, for instance, you have to make sure that all their materials are manufactured in Nigeria, that no one will have any cost to use imported materials to construct a building in Nigeria when these are very simple to manufacture. The reason these politicians are not looking inwards is because they do not believe in Nigeria. Most of them have homes abroad. They always run to a foreign hospital to treat ordinary headaches. So they do not believe in Nigeria. They are not patriotic. They're always looking for a foreign solution. Thanks for watching.